There's a war going on every damn day, and it's not out there in the world, it's right here, inside your mind, inside your soul. You wake up, and the first thing that hits you, weak thoughts, comfort, excuses. That voice that says, just stay in bed. Take it easy, you've earned it. That voice is a liar. That voice is the enemy. You don't earn comfort. You earn resilience. You earn discipline. You earn the right to look in the mirror and say, I stayed hard. See, everyone wants success until they realize it lives in the dirt. It lives in the pain. It lives in those 4:00 a.m. wake-ups when nobody is watching. It lives in the miles you run when your legs are short. It lives in the mental battles you win when the whole world is ready to quit. But you don't. This ain't about being tough for a moment. This is about building a calloused mind, a mindset so unbreakable that when life throws pain, you eat it. When life drops you to your knees, you laugh and get the hell back up. Stay hard isn't a slogan, it's a way of life. It means when the world goes soft, you go the other direction. It means when your emotions say stop, your willpower says go. You don't bend, you don't crack, you stand tall, every damn day, rain or shine. So if you want to live different, if you want to be more than average, then kill the comfort, feed the beast, embrace the suffering. And when life tests you, look it dead in the eye and say, I was made for this. Stay hard. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when things are easy, when the sun's shining, when the bank account looks right, when your body feels good. That's when motivation shows up. But when life gets hard, when your body's wrecked, your mind's foggy, your soul's tired, motivation disappears like smoke in the wind. That's why you can't rely on motivation. You can't build a legacy on something that's temporary. You build it on discipline, because discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is about doing what has to be done, whether you want to or not. When that alarm goes off at 4:00 a.m., motivation whispers, sleep in. But discipline says, get up. You've got work to do. When your legs are shot and you've got 5 more miles to run, motivation says, you've done enough. But discipline says, finish what you started. When life slaps you in the face, when you're broken and beaten down, motivation disappears. But discipline stays. Discipline's the reason you show up when no one's clapping. It's the reason you grind when no one's watching. It's the reason you fight when everyone else folds. Discipline is consistency in hell. It's making that hard decision every damn day to do what's right over what's easy. It's brushing your teeth with the same energy as you attack your goals. Precision, habit, repetition. It's not sexy, it's not glamorous. Nobody's handing out trophies for it, but it builds champions. It separates the people who want it from the people who live it. Think about the greats in anything, sports, business, war, life. The ones who rose from the dirt. You think they were motivated every day? Hell no. They were disciplined. They created a system, a code of behavior they followed whether the sun was shining or the sky was falling. They didn't leave success up to feelings. They forced it through action. You can build that same discipline, but it's going to hurt. You've got to take control of your schedule, your habits, your decisions. You've got to put guardrails around your life and say, I'm not stepping off this path, no matter what. That means you train when you're tired. You read when you'd rather scroll. You work when others are chilling. You make that bed, lace those shoes, write that plan. Because discipline isn't just physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's the backbone of every single goal you've got. Most people are chasing short-term pleasure. You've got to chase long-term greatness, and the price of greatness is discipline. It's not one day of greatness. It's not one amazing workout. It's not one clean meal. It's thousands of micro, decisions stacked on top of each other, brick by brick, day after day. That's how discipline is built. That's how empires are made. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop needing to feel like it. You want to change your life, get ruthless about your routine. Build your day around your mission. Not your comfort, not your feelings, your mission. And the mission doesn't stop just because you're tired, just because you're bored, just because life gets hard. Discipline means you do it anyway, because there are no shortcuts. No hacks, no secret formulas. There's only effort, grind, repetition, and the will to outlast every excuse. That's what discipline is. It's the ability to keep going when everything in you wants to stop. You want results? Earn them with discipline. You want pride? Build it through effort. You want to look in the mirror and see a savage staring back at you? Then kill the comfort. Shut down the doubt and choose discipline every single day. Callous your mind through pain. You want to be unbreakable. You want to be the type of person no storm can shake. Then you've got to callous your mind, the same way you callous your hands, through friction. Through repetition, through pain. Most people run from pain. They avoid it like it's the enemy. But what they don't understand is that pain is the only path to growth. Every breakthrough is wrapped in discomfort. Every new level of mental toughness has a toll, and the currency is suffering. You want a strong mind. It won't come from reading quotes or watching videos. It comes from doing the hard sh*t. It comes from walking straight into the fire, not once, but every damn day. And when that fire burns, when your body screams, when your soul wants out, that's when the callousing begins. That's where you earn your edge, because here's the truth. Life will beat you down. It'll strip you of everything soft. You'll face loss, rejection, doubt, fear, and failure. And if your mind is weak, those things will break you. But if your mind is calloused, if it's been forged through reps of adversity, they won't even shake you. You'll take that pain, eat it for breakfast, and ask for seconds. You don't get mentally tough by sitting in comfort. You get tough by choosing suffering on purpose. You run in the rain. You lift when your body says no. You fast when you're hungry. You grind when your motivation is gone. And in those moments, when 99% of the world would quit, you keep going. That's how the callus forms. That's how mental armor is built. Let's get real. Most people are soft, emotionally soft, mentally soft, spiritually soft. They've never tasted real pain, and the first time life punches them in the mouth, they fall apart. You want to be different. Then you need to put yourself through voluntary suffering. You need to find the things that scare you, the things that break you, and do them over and over until they don't anymore. That's the key, repetition. One hard thing won't change you. One long run won't make you unbreakable, but doing it again and again and again, even when it sucks, even when you hate it, that's how the mind transforms. Every day you step into that pain, you're adding another layer. You're building a fortress inside yourself that no one can tear down. And this isn't about being reckless or reckless pain seeking. This is about controlled suffering, strategic suffering. You find the edges of your comfort zone and you go beyond them. You stretch your limits until they snap. And when they do, you build new ones, bigger ones, stronger ones. You have to teach your mind to suffer, to understand that pain is just another language, and you speak it fluently. Because once pain becomes familiar, once suffering becomes routine, there's nothing life can throw at you that you're not ready for. Look around. Most people are comfortable and miserable. They're living inside a soft bubble, protected from everything real. And inside that bubble, there's no growth, no grit, no strength, just fragile egos and weak minds. Don't be like them. Break the bubble. Step into the suck. Walk into the cold, the heat, the hardship, and stay there until it stops scaring you. That's how you win. You callous the mind so that when life hits you with real pain, loss, failure, betrayal, you don't crumble, you stand tall, you breathe deep, and you say, I've been here before, this doesn't break me, it makes me. So stop asking for an easier life. Ask for stronger shoulders, ask for a harder path, because it's on that path that your mind becomes a weapon. It's in that daily battle that your soul gets sharp. And one day, when everyone else is folding under pressure, you'll be the one standing. Because you didn't run from the pain. You embraced it, you used it, you calloused your mind, and now you're unbreakable. Comfort is the enemy, let's get this straight. Comfort is not your friend, it's your enemy in disguise. It whispers sweet lies. It tells you, take it easy, you've earned a break. It wraps itself around your life like a warm blanket, convincing you that staying in your cozy little bubble is somehow success. But here's the truth. Comfort is where dreams go to die. You weren't built to be comfortable. You weren't made to coast through life, half awake, half driven, half alive. You were made to struggle, to bleed, to crawl through fire, if that's what it takes to level up. But comfort steals your edge, it lulls you into mediocrity, it kills your hunger. Look around. Most people live in this hypnotic state of convenience. DoorDash, Uber, binge, watching, sleeping in, quitting when it gets tough. That's the lifestyle. But that kind of life doesn't make warriors, that doesn't make killers, that doesn't make someone who can walk through hell and come out smiling. You want to be different, then get uncomfortable on purpose. You see, comfort feels good, but it costs you everything. It costs you pride, it costs you self-respect, it costs you the feeling of earning something real. Think about this. When have you ever felt proud after taking the easy way? Never. Pride is forged in the fire. It's earned by pushing past the point where most people quit. And to get there, you've got to be willing to make war with comfort. The people who win in life, who dominate, who lead, those people are not driven by how they feel. They are driven by what they committed to. They don't wait for the right mood, or the perfect weather, or the stars to align. They just show up, day after day, hour after hour, and every time comfort says, relax, they answer, hell no. If you're tired, go harder. If you're sore, show up anyway. If you're scared, walk toward it. Every time you choose discomfort, you're choosing growth. You're tearing down the weak version of yourself and replacing it with something forged in adversity. There is no greatness in comfort. You don't get strong lifting light. You don't get tough avoiding hard conversations. You don't build mental armor by watching Netflix. You build it by putting yourself through challenges that stretch you, physically, mentally, emotionally. That's how you grow. That's how you evolve. Comfort is like rust. It doesn't kill you all at once. It eats away at you slowly. One skipped workout, one extra hour of sleep, one decision to procrastinate. Over time it compounds, and before you know it, your standards drop. Your goals fade, and the person staring back at you in the mirror isn't someone you respect anymore. You want to change that, then get addicted to discomfort. Wake up early, even when you're exhausted. Train when your legs are heavy. Read when your brain is fried. Push when your motivation is dead. That's how you build discipline. That's how you build identity. That's how you build a life that commands respect. You need to create a daily war with comfort. Find something every day that makes you flinch, and do it. Cold showers, long runs, extra reps, hard truths. Painful honesty, whatever it is, lean into it. Make discomfort your training ground. Make it your classroom. Make it your fuel. Every time you choose discomfort, you're leveling up. You're separating yourself from the average. You're becoming the kind of person that doesn't flinch in the face of pressure, because pressure is where the strong thrive, and the soft collapse. Comfort might feel good now, but regret doesn't. Wasted potential doesn't. Looking back and knowing you could have been more, done more, pushed more, that's pain you don't want to feel. So kill the comfort, burn it down, and build a life that's earned, not given. Every step outside your comfort zone is a step closer to the version of you that dominates, that inspires, that leads. Comfort is the enemy. Discomfort is the path. Choose the path that makes you stronger. The standard is non-negotiable standards. They define everything. They are the line in the sand that separates who you say you are from who you actually are. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your life is a direct reflection of the standards you're willing to enforce. Not the ones you talk about, not the ones you write down in a journal once a year, the ones you live by every single day, especially when no one's watching. See, most people treat standards like preferences. I want to wake up early if I'm not too tired. I want to eat clean unless it's the weekend. I want to train hard unless it's raining. That's not a standard. That's a weak promise wrapped in excuses. When your standard is negotiable, your life becomes optional. Optional effort, optional discipline, optional results. You start to operate based on mood and emotion instead of commitment and principle. And guess what? The minute you start negotiating with your standard, you're already losing. You've already told your mind, it's okay to break my word. Let that sink in. But when your standard is locked in, when it's non-negotiable, everything changes. You don't need to think. You don't need to debate. You don't need to ask yourself how you feel. You just execute, period. You don't skip workouts because you're tired, because the standard says we train regardless. You don't cut corners because it's easier, because the standard says we finish what we start. You don't quit when it gets tough, because the standard says we keep pushing. And when you do that long enough, when you show up with integrity day after day, you become a different breed. You become someone people can't understand, but damn sure respect. And let me tell you something else. Your standard sets your ceiling. You want to live average. Set a low standard. You want to be above average. Raise it. You want to be elite. Make that standard so high it scares people. So high it offends the lazy. So high it makes mediocrity uncomfortable standing next to you. And that standard, it's not something you scream out loud. It's something you live in silence. It's how you carry yourself. It's in your eyes. It's in your posture. It's in your grind. People will feel it before you ever speak it, because true standards are self-enforced. You don't need a boss. You don't need a coach. You don't need applause. You just need a mirror and the guts to hold yourself accountable. But here's the hard part. It's not enough to set the standard once. You've got to protect it every damn day. Life will test it. Temptation will try to lower it. Weak people will ask you to bend it. But your job is to guard it like a warrior, to say, this is who I am, and nothing will pull me off this path. And don't expect applause for it either. High standards will make you lonely. They'll make people uncomfortable. They'll call you intense, obsessed, extreme. Let them, because what they call too much is exactly what separates the great from the average. The top 1% from the 99%. You see, your standard is your compass. It keeps you locked in when the storm comes. It keeps you moving when everyone else is sitting still. And the beautiful thing, when you commit to it, when it becomes part of your DNA, you don't have to fake confidence. You don't have to pretend you're about it. You just are. The results speak for themselves. So ask yourself right now, what's my standard? And more importantly, am I enforcing it or excusing it? Because every time you lower that standard, you chip away at your identity. Every time you let it slide, you train your mind to tolerate weakness. And every time you honor it, you become sharper, stronger, more dangerous. Set the standard, lock it in, live by it, die by it. The standard is not a suggestion. It's not an option, it's non-negotiable. Here comes the final round, no holding back. Let's tear into the last keynote like it's the last rep, the final mile, the last breath before the bell. Win the war within, every door why you want to conquer the world. You want to be unstoppable. You want to walk into any room and know that you're the realest one there. Then win the war within, every damn day, because the biggest fight of your life isn't out there. It's in here. It's in your mind. It's the battle between who you are and who you could be. It's the war between comfort and greatness, between discipline and weakness, between the voice that says, keep pushing, and the one that whispers, you've done enough. Let me tell you something real. The battlefield is your brain. And every morning when your eyes open, the enemy is waiting. That voice in your head, the one that tells you to hit snooze, to skip the workout, to eat garbage, to quit when it hurts. That's the enemy. And if you don't control it, it controls you. This war is quiet. No gunfire, no crowds, no applause, just you, just silence, just that mirror staring back at you asking, did you win today? That's the standard. Win the day, win the inner war, but let me be clear, it's not about winning once. It's about winning relentlessly. You don't beat the inner enemy one time and it's gone. That voice comes back every single day. And if you let it win once, it gets stronger. You feed it, you give it power, and before you know it, it's running your life. That's why this fight is daily, hourly, minute by minute. You've got to live like a damn soldier inside your own skull. You've got to be ruthless with weakness. You've got to hunt down your excuses and destroy them before they destroy you. And I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm talking about being honest, brutally honest. You know when you're slacking. You know when you're lying to yourself. You know when you're hiding from the work. You've got to confront that version of you and kill it. You've got to kill the lazy version, the scared version, the insecure version. You've got to bury the version of you that needs validation, that waits for permission, that quits when it gets hard. You've got to replace it with a savage. Someone who shows up regardless of pain, doubt, or fear. Because here's the truth most people can't handle. You are your own worst enemy. You're the one skipping the reps. You're the one breaking the promises. You're the one settling when you should be rising. The world didn't do that. Life didn't do that. You did that. And if you created the weakness, you can destroy it. You've got to wake up and fight like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every decision you make is shaping the next version of you. And if you don't fight for the strong version, the weak one wins by default. It's not about motivation. It's about identity. When you win the war within, you don't need external validation. You don't need applause. You don't need someone to push you. You push yourself. Because you've looked the darkness in the eye and said, I'm still standing. And let me tell you, when you stack enough internal wins, the outside world can't touch you. Stress can't break you. Failure doesn't shake you. Fear doesn't stop you. Because you've trained for this. You've prepared. You've bled in silence, so you can win in public. Most people are waiting for peace. For the perfect moment, for the right mood, you've got to become war. Live like your future depends on the outcome of every internal battle. Because it does. The mission is clear. Win the war within. Every morning, every workout, every decision, every breath, you don't owe the world comfort. You owe it your example. You owe it your excellence. But first, you owe it to yourself to fight, to rise, to conquer the enemy inside your own mind. So the next time that voice says, stay down, you stand up. The next time it says, you're done, you go another round, because warriors aren't made by the world. They're made in the war inside their soul. Win that war every damn day. Stay hard or stay the same, you've heard the truth. No sugar, no filters, just raw, brutal reality. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't owe you anything. It's not going to stop to feel sorry for you, and neither should you, because out here, only the hard survive. Every day you wake up, you've got two choices: break yourself down, or get broken by life. There is no middle ground. You either push your body until it screams, or sit on the couch and complain why nothing changes. You either sharpen your mind until it's steel, or let it rust with comfort, fear, and doubt. You either build an identity that commands respect, or fall into the crowd of people too scared to chase what's hard. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you greatness. Nobody gives a damn about what you say you want. They only care about what you do. So what are you going to do? Here's a powerful, high-impact conclusion to your speech titled Stay Hard, designed to lock the message in and leave your audience fired up, ready for war. Conclusion: stay hard until your last breath. This life doesn't owe you peace. It offers you pain, pressure, resistance, and that's good. Because pressure is what builds power, pain is what builds pride, resistance is what builds warriors. So stop running from hard, run toward it. Because hard is where the transformation happens. Hard is where the old you dies and the real you is born. The version of you that doesn't quit, doesn't flinch, doesn't ask for easy, just shows up day after day to do the work, pay the price, and earn the right to say, I gave everything. You want a different life? Be different. Raise your standard, kill your comfort, silence the voice of weakness, dominate the voice of doubt, and win the war inside your mind every damn day. Because in the end, it's not about talent, not about luck, not about genetics. It's about grit. It's about grind. It's about how far you're willing to go when your body says stop and your mind says no more. You want freedom. You want strength. You want self-respect. Stay hard. Stay hard when it hurts. Stay hard when it's boring. Stay hard when no one's clapping. Stay hard when the world tells you to slow down. Stay hard when every part of you is begging to quit. Because staying hard isn't about one big moment. It's about thousands of little ones. It's about waking up and choosing the path of most resistance over and over until it becomes who you are. So when your time comes, when you look back at the war you fought, the pain you endured, the mountains you climbed, you'll know this: you didn't fold, you didn't break. You didn't surrender. You stayed hard. Until the end, until the grave, until your last breath. Now get up, get after it, and never, never go soft again. Stay hard.